do it. That's never my money. I'm not going to do. But it wasn't the job of them. I'm a child. If you better, would you be able to?
OSEI KWAME.
OSEI KWAME. The what do say?
ANKOBEAHENE.
ANKOBEAHENE.
Kofi Ajiman Nana. Nana Kojo Nana. OSEI KWAME Ebana. Sumpa mi Nanano Ebeson Ashanti man Ena Se Nana ofremi ano pau yo anadro kusumo ne mama ne soya.
African Media 247 once again. Today I'm in DFW, Dallas, Texas. I'm here, like I said earlier on, to have a great conversation with Nana OSEI KWAME Jr., a sub-chief of Ashanti man in DFW. Ghana is in his DNA. Ashanti is in him. He has been putting a lot over there. Every event, everywhere you will see him. He is great. It makes me feel proud when I see. Today he's over here to tell us more about his Ashanti culture and Ashanti life and how he was able to become a sub-chief from the Ashanti Man Association in DFW. you welcome once again. I like it when you put your gold and your painted and everything. I love it so much. It's phenomenal.
Thank you.
So, what makes you feel proud to be an Ashanti sub-chief?
What makes me proud to be an Ashanti sub-chief is knowing that I am making my ancestors proud.
Okay.
I think it's important to continue the legacy from whence we came. And then that will also allow us, or allow our future, or my kids, their kids, to also continue to be proud to be Ashanti.
Okay. So in what is your title as a sub-chief? What's your title?
So my stool is ANKOBEAHENE.
ANKOBEAHENE. And I watched your video. I've been watching that video so many times. And when you were doing the swearing, I love the way that you were able to hold the sword and all of that. I don't know if you can tell me what you were saying.
So first I started off with letting everyone know my name. First of all, in Ashanti culture, we don't do junior, so I'm Nana Osei KWAME the second.
Nana Osei KWAME the second.
And then also where I come from, who my ancestors were, being Mami Tamia, Kofi Ajimai, being my grandparents, my dad's parents, my dad being Abusampini Osei KWAME. And then I just wanted to pledge allegiance to Otumfo, that I'm here to serve on his behalf, and I am at his every beck and call.
Okay.
And anyone that he dictates to represent him, I would afford them those same commitments as well.
Okay. So can you rehearse? Can you say it for me to see when you were swearing in?
Okay. I do a little. Midi Osei KWAME. Mama Tamia Nana na mi. Kofi Ajimai Nana na mi. Osei KWAME Eba na mi. Jolene Osei Eba na mi. Sumpa mi Nanano Ebeson Asante Mai Ena Mebe Twaso. Se Nana Ofremi Ano Pau Erio Anajo Dusumo Nema Ama Nemesoya Yesami Ade. Se Asante Ma Swami Besimi Se Midensio Janalu Kata Chimben Penemfwa Mitu Otumfo Intakase.
Piao! Nana piao! Mitu Otumfo Entam Kasie. Se Nananom Efren no Po Erio Enumro Anajo Ahomachi Osai Eyare. Nananom Frena Otiko Koso Efrena anytime bia Obeba. I love it. I like the way that you put it in your culture. You're making people feel happy. So you've been. I don't want to use the word African American. I don't want to use that title or that name for you as a young man from Ghana, and you put in your culture out there. So it's like when you are on the streets or when you go to work, how do people see you when they see your pictures and videos like that? You being a sub-chief.
They're amazed by it, and they're shocked. Some people even bow, and I said, "No, you don't have to. You don't have to do that."
Okay.
But they know first and foremost, I'm an Ashanti man first. I present that first.
Okay.
I make sure they say my name correctly. Because I get KWAME, KWAME. No, that is not my name. It's KWAME.
KWAME.
Yeah. But then it's also a great conversation piece, because then they become intrigued and they want to know, what does it mean? What do you do? You being a chief, as they just hear, do you get the same respect if you were to go to Ghana, things of that nature?
So ANKOBEAHENE, what do you do?
So ANKOBEAHENE is in charge of the Golden Stool.
Okay.
And whenever, so in Ashanti culture, our power comes from the Golden Stool.
Right.
And the Golden Stool never needs to be out of sight or be placed in the wrong hands. So when I'll put it in force of the Mencha Palace. If Otumfo leaves the palace, ANKOBEAHENE has to stay to make sure that the golden stool is protected.
Protected. Okay.
Same here. When Ashanti for Hene, if he is leaving, I have to make sure that I keep his stool intact.
Okay.
For example, Ashanti for Hene is currently in New York, so I have to make sure that it's protected.
Yeah, his kingdom, everything is being protected. Okay. 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 So that's the duty and the responsibility of ANKOBEAHENE. Whenever Otumfo is not around, ANKOBEAHENE is the one who's gonna protect the golden stool, protect the palace, and make sure like everything is in stable condition. The same thing applies over here, as he was explaining that the Ashanti Hene in Dallas is not around, so he's supposed to make sure like everything is in place. So whenever the king or the chief return, everything will be in order. Yeah, I like that. So your heritage is so important to you, like you just putting more into it. What's the secret for you to put more into it like that?
I don't know if it's a secret. It's just something that's always been burning inside of me.
Okay.
It's always been very important, and the reason why I say it's important because due to slavery, a lot of our brothers here that are black don't know their lineage. They don't know their history.
Okay.
They're not afforded that luxury, and I'm blessed that I have that. So it's important. It's my duty to make sure if I was afforded that blessing, that my kids are aware of that blessing, and their kids are, because they need to know there's power in the name. Their name is OSEI. It has a meaning.
Meaning, yep.
You know, it's not. You're not named after the people who owned you. You know, so I think if I'm showing so much zeal in displaying my culture, you never know who it might inspire to do the same.
Okay. Okay.
So a part of me feels that I'm called to make sure that I do this.
And sometimes some of our African American brothers, do they ask you a lot of questions like how were you able to become sub-chief?
Yes. So they ask a lot of questions, and as far as me being the chief is in our culture. So in Ashanti culture, the lineage for royalty and being a part of the stool comes from the mother side.
Okay.
And so with my mother being African American, that is not there. However, with my dad immersing me in the culture, I had a blessing from Otumfo when he came from Atlanta to the United States years ago, and he gave me the blessing and basically put the ball in my court.
Oh, wow.
Saying, you know, because I know your father, I know you know where you come from. This is who you are, and you have to show these people who you are. So it does bring a lot of questions, not just from the Black American side, but also from the Ghanaian side, because everyone that's Ghanaian, they know, like, hey, look at this. This boy is a chief, and we even have a lot of kids who are full Ashanti, both mother and father Ashanti, and they don't even participate in the culture the way that I do.
Okay.
So I'm just trying to bridge that gap, you know, and let them know that it's okay to be proud of where you come from, and let's celebrate and who we are, because we are very rich people.
Yes, let's celebrate it because we are rich. It's better for us to know who we are. As Nana OSEI KWAME the second is saying. It's very important. Some of the parents, mother, father from Ghana, but they don't put their kids into their culture. Oh, I'm in the United States, so it's okay. Whenever they go to Ghana, they can do whatever they want. Whenever they turn 18, they can do whatever they want. But Nana OSEI KWAME the second is telling us that he feels proud as an ANKOBEAHENE he feel proud to hold, to uplift his heritage. Right now, so the ANKOBEAHENE over here, how do things work for you? You just told me like now the chief is not around, so you're supposed to step up and do a lot of stuff, make sure everything is correct. Whenever he returns, you can tell him whatever is going on. So how long does it take you for you to sit on the throne as ANKOBEAHENE?
The first thing I did was I became an official member of Ashanti Mine Association. After being a part of Ashanti Mine for a few years, my first stool was in Mantahene.
And what is the meaning of Amante? I'm not cutting you
Sure.
off. Yeah.
Chief of the young people.
Chief of the young people? Okay. Okay, now I understand. I didn't know. Okay.
So I served in that capacity for a few years, and Nana KWAME Japan, who's Ashanti for any, felt that my focus and my presence should be promoted to a higher stool and a higher duty.
Okay.
So that's when he said, "I need you to be my ANKOBEAHENE."
Okay. Okay. So ANKOBEAHENE can be on the throne forever till thy kingdom comes.
Yeah.
Okay. So when are you ready, or when are you going back to your roots to visit or stuff like that?
I plan on going back to Ghana either this year or next year, for sure.
So what are some of the things that you have been putting in place, like in case I go to Ghana, this and this and this and this, what I'm gonna do?
The first thing that I'm going to do after I cry.
After you cry? Why?
Because I've wanted to go back for so long, and it has been quite some time since I've been. I know there's going to be an overwhelming emotion of being home, because there's a difference in a place where you live and being home.
Yes.
So when I know there's going to be that emotion that I feel as soon as I put my feet on the ground.
Okay.
But as soon as I get there, luckily now we have the international airport in Kumasi, so I can fly directly to Kumasi. I don't have to go to Accra
And then
ride a bus. I want to go to my dad's village, Sepasi,
Okay, Sapasi.
to see where he spent his youth
Okay.
as a kid. It's going to. I've been there when I was younger, but it's going to mean so much more now as I am an adult and I have a true understanding. I want to go everywhere. I want to go where Kofi Onochi's sword is.
Okay.
I plan on going to the Mensha Palace and then seeing how I can really make my roots in Ghana.
Yes.
Eventually, possibly build a home there. I've been given land. I want to see how I can serve my people, see what's missing, and see if I can be of service to my people to fill in that void.
Yeah.
So I think we have to be able to go back, like you mentioned, Sankofa. So
Yes.
I have to not only speak it, I have to practice it.
You have to practice it.
So I need to go back and do that.
Okay. 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 So in you, the way that you say you want to build a house over there, do you see yourself to retire in Africa one day?
I do.
You do?
I do. Even my oldest son, Keenan, who plays basketball, his dream, his hope, he says, "Man, I hope Ghana has a national team because that's who I'm going to play for."
Okay.
And he's an American.
Yes.
So he's looking forward to becoming
Basketball player.
a Ghanaian citizen
Yeah.
and representing his country.
Okay.
So to me, that tells me that I'm doing a good job with my kids if that's their desire. And I don't force anything on them.
Okay.
I let them see who I am, how I am, and I allow that to let them form their decisions. So by him saying that, I'm like, okay, if he's going to do that, I need to make sure that I put him in a position to be able to do that. And I can't put him in a position to do that if I don't have a home there and I'm not there.
Okay. Okay. This is Africa Media 247. I'm having a great conversation with the sub-chief, Nana OSEI KWAME II. Africa, Ghana, Ashanti is in his DNA. He said, yes, I want to go to my homeland. So I say, I feel like something is missing, in which I have to dig it and bring it out. You want to go to Ghana? What about you? What about me? Let's ask ourselves, are we putting in our culture so much? Are we putting more into it? It's about time for us to rise up and let people know and let people feel proud of whatever that we're doing, whatever is going on in our life. Now we're about to go.
Okay.
So what message do you have for the people, the entire Africans, the entire black people, all over the world, and Ashanti people?
I'm gonna start with my message here locally and then expand.
Okay.
So here in Dallas-Fort Worth, whether you are Ashanti, Fanti, Ewe, African American, we are all one people. So we need to continue to make steps to work together. If you want to become more involved or even just learn more about what Asante Man is and what we do, I'm open. Feel free to reach out to me. Then go expanding. We need to continue to build on the relationships. As we build on the relationships here in the Metroplex, that we can be able to build on the relationships going all the way back to Ghana and even to our Ghanaian brothers and sisters in Europe, in Amsterdam, in London, to make sure that we more a whole collective one, and we are a network of people. So I just want everyone to strengthen their bonds with each other.
Okay. That's good. So what about our African American brothers who want to retire back home in the future? What message do you have for them?
My message to them is, if you're interested in learning about where you may have come from, I can be your gateway, because myself too, I am African American. I understand our culture as an African American, and I'll be able to tie things that we do that you may not really realize where it comes from. And I give an example. In African American culture, when someone passes away, they pour out a little drink. It's libation.
It's libation, yeah.
So we're not that much different.
Yeah.
We're just not aware of how close we are. Let me be that bridge.
Okay, thanks so much, Nana OSEI KWAME II. Yes, let me be that bridge so that I can walk through. My name is Royal King. Keep on subscribing to Africa Media 247 on YouTube, Africa Media 247, Instagram, Africa Media 247, and then on Twitter, Africa Media 247, TikTok, Africa Media 247. Thanks to my production team, Blackja. Thanks to each and every one. Keep on watching Africa Media 247. It's a blessing to have a great conversation with Nana OSEI KWAME Jr., the second, ANKOBEAHENE of Asante Man in DFW. Thanks so much. Till we meet again, stay blessed.